Today's third video for you, some new stories from the Horn of Africa. Firstly, Ethiopia. Hermela Aregawi has launched another social media campaign. Last year, she launched No More social media campaign, which turned into an anti-US, anti-West movement. We saw massive rallies in the US. But now she's starting a new social media campaign. We have a video clip for you. Secondly, was Sudan, where Abdul Fattah al-Burhan, Sudanese army chief, has threatened UN representative who gave some updates about ongoing crisis in Sudan, I think 3 to 4 days ago. Burhan is not happy with the briefing which Volker Perthes, representative, gave to UN Security Council. Thirdly, viewers, we have a new story from a region which we have not covered before. It's part of Ethiopia SNNPR, Southern Nations, Nationalities and Peoples Region, where two local officials have been killed in the past 4 to 5 days in some attacks by an armed group. Where did these attacks happen? What is the reason of this unrest in Konso zone of SNNPR? And lastly, more videos are being shared showing the movement of Ethiopian military towards Tigray border. So while aid convoys are on their way and some aid trucks have entered Tigray, movement of government forces towards Tigray is also underway. We have a new video clip for you showing the mobilization of Ethiopian military towards Tigray border. Let's start from a new story about Hermela Aregawi, Ethiopian diaspora member in the US. She is an activist, a journalist. Last year, she started a social media campaign, No More campaign, when Tigray forces were threatening to reach Addis Ababa and Ethiopian government was being threatened by the US that sanctions could be imposed on Ethiopia. Back then, Hermela Aregawi, backed by Amhara and other Ethiopian diaspora members, launched the social media campaign No More, which turned into an anti-West, anti-US movement. We saw massive rallies back then. But after the retreat of Tigray forces from Amhara region, PM Abiy decided to put an end to the No More campaign because he wanted to normalize ties with the US. Now, once again, when HR 6600 and S3199 bills are pending with US House and Senate, Ethiopian government is trying to mobilize its diaspora members in the US, but diaspora members are now split. Hermela is standing with Ethiopian government and she has started a new campaign. Name of this campaign is Break the Silence. She says that in April, people, her followers should share tweets with this hashtag Break the Silence. Who is this campaign against? She says it's against imperialists. She's not naming, she and her team, they're not naming anyone, but the clip shows pictures of US government officials and US aides, Samantha Power. It means that it's an anti-US campaign. Again, US is being accused of interfering in Ethiopian internal matters. Why is that Hermela has launched a new campaign? Obviously, it means that no more is no more. No more is nowhere to be seen. She is in need of some new campaign because earlier campaign is not in a position to have any impact. That is why this new campaign has been launched. Let's see, can this campaign become a success like No More? When No More became a success back then, almost entire non-Tigrayan Ethiopian diaspora was behind Hermela Aregawi. This time, I don't think that she has that much backing of Ethiopian diaspora members. Watch this video shared by Hermela Aregawi about this new campaign, Break the Silence campaign.
Hey everybody, it's Hermela. I'm here with Nebi, Ao, Joel, and Dina, and we are here to announce a month-long campaign. In April, we, the global silent majority, are breaking the silence. They have been doing everything they can to try to divide us because our unity is a threat to decades of domination of Africans, Black, and exploited people everywhere. But we are here to say we are more united than ever, and the best is yet to come.
The tactics of divide and conquer are not new. Any division that can be exploited by the forces of imperialism will be. Our strength is in our unity in opposing these forces, in promoting a free and peaceful Africa, and promoting self-determination for all Black people.
Right now, as we speak, Mali is under attack. Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea are under attack with sanctions and wars. African immigrants around the world, most recently in the Ukraine, are under attack. And the media is telling one narrative and silencing African voices.
Africans, Black people, and exploited people everywhere must unite for a more peaceful and prosperous future. And we are united, but the majority have been silent for far too long. The time has now come for the global silent majority to come together and break the silence.
This April, we are making our voices heard. During the month of April, we are asking all of you to record a short video or take a picture holding up a sign to talk about the issues closest to your heart and share it on your social media with the hashtag #BreakTheSilence.
Let's uplift African voices and narratives in all their diversity. Let us have the courage to have uncomfortable conversations and tell nuanced stories. Let's speak for the voiceless while keeping in mind our struggles are connected. Let's break the silence.
Secondly, about Sudan is threatening UN representative, head of UN's mission for transition to democracy in Sudan. Its head, Volker Perthes, has been threatened by Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, Sudanese army chief. He was addressing at a military academy in Khartoum, Sudanese capital today. And there he threatened Volker Perthes. He said, you are lying. You will be kicked out of Sudan if you don't stop lying. You're trying to manage Sudanese people. You can't manage Sudanese people. You will be thrown out of Sudan. Quote unquote. That is what he said. Why is he angry, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan? Reportedly, at the start of this week, Volker Perthes gave an update, a briefing to UN Security Council about ongoing crisis in Sudan. In the briefing, he said, Sudan is close to a security and economic collapse. There must be restoration of civilian-led transitional council, which was fired by Abdel Fattah al-Burhan in October last year when he staged a coup, and he then formed a new sovereignty council. But Sudanese civilian side is not part of Abdel Fattah al-Burhan's government because there is no Prime Minister. Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok resigned, and so far new PM has not been appointed in Sudan. So that is why it's Sudanese military which is trying to control the situation. Civilians are not in alliance with the military. Civil military alliance, it has collapsed. There is need of new alliance after consultations, and Volker Perthes is trying to lead some efforts to bring about a consensus among political factions, among the players in Sudan. So far, he's not successful, but he's being threatened by Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who says that he will be, Volker Perthes will be kicked out of Sudan if he keeps on lying. What is he lying? He just telling what's happening in Sudan. Obviously, Sudan is already in a mess. Inflation, unemployment, insecurity, everything is on the rise. So what is he lying? I am unable to understand. Sudanese military is not ready to step back from its tight control of the government. It wants to bring governments of its own choice. It wants to rule like it has been ruling. Thirdly, viewers, we have a new story from SNNPR, Southern Nations, Nationalities and Peoples region of Ethiopia. The new story is from Konso zone, where in the past 4 days, at least 2 local officials have been killed. One was killed on Thursday, and 3 other persons were killed, I think, 48 hours ago. 2 officials, 1 militia member, and 2 civilians have been killed in the attack so far. The attacks happened in a Wareda which is called Sagan Wareda. And Sagan Wareda officials say that an armed group which is based in neighboring Dirashe Wareda is behind these attacks. Why? Sagan Wareda officials say that Dirashe Wareda wants to incorporate some Kabbales, 3 Kabbales, Darse, Sagan Ganet and Mulata Dugay. These 3 Kabbales are the places where attacks have happened in the past 2 days. And Sagan Wareda officials say that Dirashe Wareda wants to make these 3 Kabbales part of Dirashe. That is why these attacks are underway, and 2 officials, 1 militia member and 2 civilians have been killed in at least 2 attacks in the past 4 to 5 days. And around 2,000 persons have been displaced. The armed group has allegedly backing of Dirashe Wareda officials. Where is SNNPR's regional force? Where is federal police? Where is federal Ethiopian National Defense Force? If there is so much unrest in this region that local officials are not safe, federal forces should intervene. Regional forces should also intervene. If Sagan Wareda officials, local security officials are not able to defend, then regional government must play its role. Again, seems to be border dispute, seems to be land dispute, which is prevalent in Ethiopia. Across Ethiopia, there are border disputes, land disputes, demarcation disputes between Kabbales, regions, cities sometimes. Lastly, viewers, while aid trucks are starting to arrive in Tigray, mobilization of Ethiopian government forces is also underway. A new video is being shared showing the movement of a convoy of buses carrying government soldiers towards Tigray border. How many government soldiers, ENDF and others have been deployed close to Tigray so far? Tigray-backed activists say that around 80,000 new deployments have been made in March. We are unable to independently reject or confirm these claims, but we have seen massive mobilizations. Again, we are not in a position to confirm that these mobilizations, these deployments are offensive, that an attack on Tigray is in the making. No, we have no such information. Several issues are linked to this mobilization. Maybe in a separate video we'll talk about that. Watch this video showing the mobilization of a convoy of government forces towards Tigray. Thank you for watching.
Bye.